Welcome back, y'all, to another edition of Cooking with Chunk, the Superchunk. Well, today we have a spectacular video for you. It's been a few months since we did our last one. The old internet YouTube website decided to tell me to go whatevs. Well, now we're back, and we're back in business doing some baby back ribs. It's going to be fantastic. Got 3 racks here. I'm going to put them on the smoker. Going to rub them down, sauce them up, sweeten them up. They're going to be freaking amazing. So let's get to it. All right. So like I said, we've got 3 nice, plump, juicy baby backs that I picked up at Sam's. They usually come 3 to a pack. They're relatively cheap. I think right now, this time of year, they're on sale. Memorial Day's coming up. Generally speaking, you don't have to do much to these. They're usually already cut pretty square. Sometimes there's like a nice big end piece of flap of meat. You can leave that on there, it won't hurt anything. I generally take it off because I just like the square cuts on the ends. Most of the time, there's not too much excess fat on the top. If there is, if it's really hard, you can feel it and it's hard, go ahead and cut it off because it's not going to render well. However, if it's just nice, loose fat, then you just keep it on there because you know what? When it gets in the heat, it's going to render up. So let's get started prepping these things. Like I said, there's really not much to do with these. All I do is take them out of the package. I rinsed them off. I kind of patted them dry on some paper towels here. So the only thing I really need to do or really want to do is take off the membrane that's on the back. But before I do any of that, oh, Mr. Latex is calling my name. Mr. Latex. Everybody knows who Mr. Latex is. His name just happens to be Nicholas Williams. So, taking off the membrane, it's this nice white kind of membrane looking thing, imagine that, on the back. So, if you don't take that off, you'll be perfectly fine. You can't bite through it. It's something that you're going to end up having to pull off. So the easiest and best way to do it is to take a butter knife or just your regular old knife, get down underneath, behind, just on top of one of the bones, and kind of get it started. Now, once you get it started, in order to get good grip, you got to grab just a paper towel because if you try to grab with your hands, it's going to be super slick. So pull it off. Hopefully it comes off in one piece. Sometimes it breaks or whatever, but you know what? This time it looks like it's pretty good. I got one little piece I want to break, but look at this. You can't even pull it apart. It's not anything that's going to render off, and ultimately it's just gonna sit there on the back of the meat, and it's not gonna allow any of our spices or our rubs to penetrate, and we're just gonna have to end up pulling it off. When you go to bite down, you won't get that nice clean bite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, this one broke here right on the end. So I got to pull this one little piece off. But I'm going to go ahead and pull the back or the membrane off the back of these other 2 and just do a little bit of light trimming. Nothing big. There's like some pieces of fat here that are just hanging off that you can leave them on. It's okay, but I'm just going to take them off. So go ahead and get the rest of these done. Get these squared up, and we're back in a minute, so stay tuned. All right, so I got the membrane pulled off all 3. So now I'm going to rub them down. I'm using the Oak Ridge Barbecue, the Dominator Sweet Rub. It's absolutely fantastic. If you've never had it, I would definitely suggest giving it a try. But use whatever it is that you like. If you don't like it, great. If you like something else, use that. But the only other thing I need is a binder, and what I use is French's classic yellow mustard, but here where I'm from, we call it D-land mustard. So use some of that D-land mustard and just get you a good nice slather on all 3 racks here. Gonna rub all these down. The mustard, all it does is just a binder. It doesn't really flavor anything, believe it or not. I know mustard can be a little powerful. Some people don't like it, but for those that don't like mustard, I can assure you that you will never taste the mustard flavor. But if you just can't stand the smell, sight, or anything like that, olive oil any other type of oil, just whatever you want to use as a binder. Just use it. I just don't use water or something like that because that would just be ridiculous. So get all these coated in mustard. I'm gonna open up this pack here. I should open it before I got my mustardy glove on. Let's try this. That's how we do it in Florida. So yeah, good times. All right, so get a good coating of this rub. These baby backs, they have a lot of meat on the top. They're not like your St. Louis cut where they're kind of even with the meat all over. So definitely a good coat of rub will not be anything that would harm these delicious loin back ribs. Oh yeah, look at that. So get that, just pat it in, make sure everything's stuck. We're gonna flip it over and do the same thing. So let me get these all rubbed down, and then we'll be ready to put it on the smoker. Stay tuned. All right, today we're cooking on the Yoder Smokers YS640 pellet. I'm running 100% pecan pellets in this today from Lumberjack Pellets. They do a pretty good job, so go ahead and get it on here. Sorry, I'm running at about 250 degrees. So, and I've got an amazing smoke tube in here full of pellets. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the top rack today. And basically, you wanna squish them down because however you put them on the rack is how they're gonna cook. So you don't want them all stretched out because when they're stretched out, you kind of lose some of the density in the meat. So, and in this particular cooker, the hottest part of my top grate is on this side. So I'm going to kind of put the bigger ones over here and the smaller ones over here. So hopefully they get done about the same time. So push that back in. My smoke tube, I filled it full of pellets. I lit it on fire. What happens is it burns, you blow it out, and then it basically runs in here with the fans that are integrated inside. And it just provides the extra smoke. Pellet grills are notoriously light on smoke, so by using the amazing smoke tube, it adds that smoky flavor that you miss out. So I have it sitting over here on this side, so what it's going to do is the smoke's going to come up and then go across all the meat, and we'll get some good smoky flavor. So let's get it shut down. We'll check on it again in about 2 hours, and then it might be around time to wrap. We'll see what they look like. Got to get that nice bark that everybody loves, so we'll see you back in a couple hours. All right, so it's been about 2 hours, and see what we got going on here. All right, yes, definitely. Nice, good bark. Got a little bit of moisture coming out of the top, just primo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these off now, throw them on a sheet tray, bring them inside. We're gonna wrap them up, add some good stuff. So give me a few minutes, let me get inside, we'll get back to you in a second. All right, so we're inside. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some nice butter. Get that rich deliciousness. I'm using that Magic Blue bottle. I'm gonna throw some sugar in the raw down, add some sweetness, because you know what? It is quite amazing. And then lastly, I'm gonna hit it with some barbecue sauce. Today I'm using Swamp Boys barbecue from right here in Florida. So, local team, local competition barbecue team, they sell it at Publix. I'd like to support them. So I'm gonna go meat side down here, and I'm just gonna repeat the process on the back. On two of these, on this one I'm doing it this way. On the other two, I'm also gonna add some honey for some extra sweetness. For me, this rub, the way it sits now, it's already got some sugar and stuff in it, so I just want to try it both ways, see which ones I like the best. So I'm going to do that, just add it right here to the back again, and then I'm going to wrap it up nice and tight. For ribs, I always use two layers of aluminum foil because you definitely don't want the bones or anything to poke through and let out some of that precious steam that we're trying to achieve here. So you want to wrap it up all nice and tight. And I'm going meat side down on these because they are baby backs, so they're meatier on the top. So if you do them upside down, that way they sit in the braising juice and while they're inside here. And super nice and tight. We don't want to ruin that bark that we've already got going on. So you want it as tight as you can against the meat and stuff like that. So that's what we got. So I'm going to crank up the grill, put it up to 300 degrees because there's no reason to cook it at a low temperature anymore because we're not smoking anything. So now we're just going to do this to tenderness. I don't ever probe ribs, but if I were to probe it at the end, probably be 200, 210 degrees. But the likelihood of it being off because the bones are so close together, it's not really worth probing. So basically you're just going to go by feel. So do the rest of these, then we'll see you in about an hour, I'd say, at 300 degrees on the grill. So put these back on and we'll get right back to you. See you in a bit. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half. What I'm going to do now is just make sure they're ready, they're nice and soft the way I want them. I'm going to pull them off out of the wrapper, out of the aluminum foil wrapper, put them back on the grates, hit them with some sauce, let them glaze over, and then we'll bring them inside and give them a try. So let's check these things out. Ooh, man, it smells good. Open this thing up. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Got some shiners coming through. Probably pull that bone completely out if I really, really wanted to. But flip this thing over. Ooh, gently. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Perfect tenderness the way I like it here. Carefully stick those back up there. I don't want to lose anything that we got. So you can save this juice if you really want to. I'm not going to today. You could always put the ribs back in it when you're finished. That way they retain all that sweet glazy flavor. Ooh, yeah. This one was just a little bit thicker than that one. Ooh, yeah. Super hot, but tenderness is right on point. Exactly what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, look at that. And then the last one, this one was, I think, the bigger of the three. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, shiners coming through here, bones. Oh yeah. And these are looking dynamite. As you can see, I don't want to let it bend too much. It might actually break right on through. All right, hit those. Look at that. Look at that color. Just beautiful. So, just gonna hit them with a little sauce here. I'm just gonna use my hand because, you know, that's how we roll. The bark's already set, so I'm not really worried about losing any of that. And this sauce works well with this rub. Look at that color. Look at that shine. Gonna be tender, gonna be sticky, gonna be sweet. All right, I got that done. Close the lid here. Let me get this glove off. Get about 10 or 15 minutes or so, let that glaze set, and bring them back in the house. We'll give them a try. Only a couple more minutes. It's been about 15, 20 minutes. Let's take a look, see what we got. Wow, look at that color. Beautiful mahogany. I have a feeling these are going to be just some amazing freaking ribs. So let me pull these off. Oh, careful, don't break. Oh yeah. Whoa. Yes. Oop. Gonna lose the end of this one. All right, there we go. Beautiful. All right, let's take them inside, see what we got. All right, how we've been waiting for. It's been about 10 minutes. Just let these things cool off just a little bit. Man, this one, I would say it's tender. Turn these things over here. Get a good slice. I'm gonna get me a nice center one here. Trying to hit bone here. What are we doing? Wow. Man. Look at that. Look at that. Nice little smoke ring. Still super juicy. I don't know if you can see that, but let me give this little guy a try. Baby backs are the best. I don't care what he says. Man, nice clean bite through. Doesn't fall off the bone. The whole thing's not coming off. As you can see, it's 2 perfect bites. Good old Superchunk has done it again, let me tell you. This rub, that sauce, I'll tell you. This Memorial Day, you want to do some ribs, do it out on any pit, 250 degrees, couple hours, wrap them up, some butter, some sugar, let them sit in there till they feel like they're might fall apart inside, take them out, put some sauce on them, let them set, have yourself a fantastic barbecue. You'll be the hit of the neighborhood, I promise you. So, if you like what we're doing here, hit that like button, subscribe, come back and see us again. We got more videos coming. Peace.